So, g'day fellow coin collectors, how you going? This is Glenn, back with another video, and today, well, I thought I'd do something different. We'll just talk about changes in your coinage over time, and how long do coins actually last in circulation. Well, from the reports from hoards and all that in the past, so they would have been mainly silver coins that we've seen, and also bronze coins as well. Coins generally last 30 years in circulation, and probably if you look at research from the central banks, they will probably come to that conclusion. Now, they generally last 30 years because they either become very worn or they actually would just be removed from circulation by some various means. So they'll probably be withdrawn by the bank, or they will be dropped because of inflation. So here we have a Indonesian 5 rupiah 1974, and this has been removed from circulation because it has no value now. So inflation has actually reduced its value, as well as this 20 pesewas from Ghana. So this is 1967. In Australia, we have 1967 coins still in circulation. So it's a $1 coin. But in Ghana, they actually had inflation, and in, was it 2007, from memory, they actually redenominated 10,000 cedis to one new cedi. So even this currency is not in circulation anymore. So really, should you actually be collecting coins that are in circulation in your country? Well, basically, I would say this coin is actually quite a common coin in 1967. Should you have kept this? No, because even with inflation, you would have lost money just keeping this coin. Even though I can sell it as a collector's coin, well, you won't be getting money that's indexed to inflation as well, to current prices. So really, you're not going to get your money back on those type of coins. Now, I'm not talking about these Roman coins here. So these Roman coins, if you actually collected them at the time, and if there was a market, I'd say it would have been a small market for coins. Can't remember reading about one of the Roman emperors, probably Constantine or whatever, can't remember his name, who actually had a coin collection. So obviously they did collect coins, but if you were collecting them to keep a value or as an insurance against inflation, well, you need to factor in what it can buy now and what it can buy in the future. So if you kept these Roman coins, so this one's probably from the 70s AD, and if you actually kept this, well, because inflation in Rome was actually a bit slow at the time, so debasement of the silver coins was actually a lot slower, you would have actually kept its purchasing power. But then we have this coin from Viminasium. So this is the 5th year of, who's on the back? Philip the Arab. So if you actually kept this coin for like 20-30 years, you might have been able to spend it. But this was at the start of the debasement of coins. So really, I would say by the 260s, 270s, you really could not have spent this. It just would have been scrap metal for anyone who actually kept them. So if they kept these coins, they actually would have lost a lot of value, and that's not the case with this one. This one's only about, this is a Caracalla coin, and if you actually kept this coin to like the time of Philip the Arab, so about 20, 30 years later, it actually would have actually kept its value, because inflation really hadn't have started to take off then. And the reason why inflation happened in Rome was because they reduced the silver content of their coins, which is unlike the inflation today, in which they actually increased the money supply, so the paper currency supply, which they need to because of population growth, but also they do it so they can fuel inflation. So if we have a $1 coin now, so these were introduced in 1984, so 35 years ago. But if you kept like a 50-cent coin from 1984, so we just use this one as an example. So you kept this one in 1984 in pretty much this condition. Would it have retained its value? No, it would not have. It'd still be worth 50 cents coin, unless it's actually an error, or type of error coin. That's the only ones that's really worth keeping, or even uncirculated coins, because they are pretty common. They're really not worth keeping for the long term, unless it's a low mint. So this one is 2015. I think there's like 20 million of these made. Would this have been good to keep for the long term? No. I would not actually keep this. I would actually just spend it. So, and really, that's what you should do with your coins when you actually get them. But can you actually spend it in 30 years time, 40 years time, even 20 years time? Well, if we have a look at this Mali coin, so this one's pretty good to keep because it's in pretty much uncirculated condition. So this was issued in 1975, 76, and Mali actually reintroduced the CFA franc. So here's the CFA franc back in 1984. So would you have kept a 100 francs for in less grade, but would you have kept it? No, you probably wouldn't have, because after 1984 you can't use it. Most people don't collect coins, so they can't really use it. And it just goes to show you that coinages don't always stay static. Most countries now, they actually change the coinages quite regularly. An anomaly would be the United States and Canada and Switzerland in Europe, in which they have not actually changed their coins denominations in a while. They have changed their designs, except for Switzerland, but their coinages have actually pretty much stayed the same. So they have 5, 10, 25 cent, $1, $2 coins, depending on the country, and 1 and 2 francs and 5 francs to Switzerland. But as you can see, a country that actually has changed their coinages is Luxembourg. So this country generally changes their coinages for probably once every 10 to 20 years. So the coins that you have in like this date, 1927, they would have been different than the coins that you used in 1937. And they really didn't last too long in circulation. So that's why you get a lot of them in very good grades and at pretty low prices. So over a lifetime, a currency can actually change quite a lot. So you got a 10 paisa from Pakistan, 1979. So this is in a lifetime to a lot of people, but really you can't actually use this anymore because inflation has removed it from circulation. Now, another reason why coins don't last long is because the political situation changes in the country. So we have an Indian rupee. So, but that's not the coin we're going to talk about. This is a Portuguese Indian coin, and this little province of Portugal was actually taken over in 1960 from memory. I could be wrong on that date. But these coins were withdrawn from circulations pretty much because they actually replaced it with the Indian rupee, and the change in political situation, so in this case was being part of Portugal and then being part of India, required that the currency be changed and replaced. So this coin would have been quite, no, it wouldn't have had much circulation, so they would have actually taken it out and replaced it with the Indian rupee. And then you just have reduction in size of coins because of inflation or some other means. Generally not massive inflation, just small inflation that takes place over hundreds of years. So here I have some Chinese 1 JAL coins, so this is equivalent to probably like 0.10 of a yuan. So here's the second coin. The first coin's actually quite a hard coin to get, 1998. It's an aluminium coin, and then in 1999 it's actually replaced in this small one. So this is actually an aluminium coin as well, but it's actually a lot smaller. And then in, I think 2005, they actually made it a stainless steel coin. So stainless steel is actually a cheaper metal, but it's also a lot stronger and more resistant to corrosion than this aluminium coin. So changes can happen like that, and over your lifetime it depends on your country. Your coinage is actually going to change. Like it does change in the United States. Like you got the here's some American coins. So you got the commemorative coins actually being issued. Let me open it up. So in the 70s up until 2001, they actually issued 50-cent coins. But for some reason, these actually fell out in the 80s and 90s out of circulation, and beforehand they actually did issue them. But you can also get old coins in circulation in the United States. So this one is a 5 cent. Theoretically you can get it, but I've never heard of anyone actually getting them. I have heard people getting these Indian heads, bison 5 cent coins. They're actually a beautiful coin. And then you have coins that are issued but are not really used, so like these $1 coins. So these are the presidential dollars, which in the later part of the minting actually dropped down. So the hardest one to get are the last issues of these. So yeah, your coinage will change over time, unless you're in Switzerland. Switzerland, they haven't really changed their coins since 1968. Yes, they have. They withdrew to 1 and 2 Ruppen, and they changed the 5 cent to I think it's a aluminium bronze coin from a copper nickel coin. So yeah, they have changed their coins just a little bit, but most countries, these coinages will not last that long. Inflation actually erodes a lot of these coins. So Ethiopian coin, you won't use that anymore because, well, political things have changed. This is from the Kingdom of Ethiopia, and now it's a republic, so they actually changed these coins. And I'll be surprised if they're used because, well, there's no point in using those anymore because there's really no value in them. So anyway, I hope this video makes sense. I hope I didn't ramble on too much. And I just wish you an awesome coin collecting experience and have a awesome coin collecting time, people. Okay, bye bye.